Right then, I know it's a while off still, or a little while off before we play Atletico Madrid, but I thought with all eyes sort of really focusing on it being pretty much the last trophy we're going to win, or even have any hope of any sort of success in this season, people are starting to wonder, can we actually get past them? Now, I'm still going to do my how to beat Atletico. Now, this is a video that's entirely just going to look at what Atletico Madrid do, what they do well, what they do badly, and where the weak links are for them. So they've lost 4 of their last 6 matches. They were beaten 1-0 by Levante, who have only won once in 23 games this season. They are now 15 points behind leaders Real Madrid. They're in a genuine battle, like ourselves, to secure top 4 one season after winning the title, which is a hell of a fall, I would say, for these. Now, it seems to me that there's some cracks starting to form in Simeone's regimented, disciplined, awesome 4-4-2 style that served him well over so many years. The fall of the red and white wall defensively. Madrid are coming off a really disappointing loss now against bottom of the league midweek, which obviously adds on to the really indifferent form that they've had of late. One of the main characteristics throughout Simeone's time as a coach has been, without a doubt, that defensive solidity. They play phenomenally regimented, disciplined football that looks to catch you out on the break, and when they break, they break phenomenally. Now, in the big 5 European leagues, Madrid have conceded the fewest goals on average, 0.072 or 0.72, and kept the most clean sheets, 197, since January 2012. So in the last 10 years, they're the top of the tree, and that's since Simeone took over. However, it's absolutely crumbled for them this season. In all competitions, Atletico have conceded 46 in 33, already allowing 9 more goals than they allowed for the whole of last season in 48 games. In La Liga, they've conceded 34 goals in 24 games, which is their worst defensive record at this stage in any of the full seasons that Simeone's had at the helm. And I think Oblak's not the main problem, but he's a problem for them. And formerly, the number 1 goalkeeper in the world. Formerly, untouchable, ridiculous save rates. A bit like what Mendy's doing at the moment, but for a decade. And the performance of him was a part of that ridiculous clean sheet percentage. And he has been infected by the team's defensive weaknesses to a big degree this year. His numbers are miles off his usual performance in other seasons. He's only saved 47.3% of all the shots conceded this season, which is the worst save percentage in the competition by any keeper that's played more than 10 games. He also leads the group for the fewest goals prevented in the current league campaign. Of the 34 goals that he's conceded, his expected goals, based on what the XG should have only been 20. So it's not like Atletico have actually massively. I mean, they fell off in a way, but they're also not really conceding. They're conceding more than they used to, but not by this metric. They should have only conceded 20.9, which is more in line with where they're usually at, but it's decreased. It's the worst differential in the competition. They are 13.1 goals worse off than they should be. To put it in some sort of context, last season, he prevented 8.6 more than he should have done. That was the most of any goalkeeper in the competition. He was expected to have conceded 33.6 and he actually conceded 25. This season, he's expected to have conceded just 20 and he's conceded 34. Massive swing, huge swing. It's an epic fall off for Jan Oblak. And they're now conceding a lot of goals without conceding a lot of chances, which is good for United because we're kind of not creating a whole gluttony of chances at the moment. But it means that United have a chance in this because we do have good attacking players. We are going to have a chance in this game. And I think they've got a real weak link. And it isn't just Jan Oblak's lack of saving ability, which has been so clear this season. I think the weak link is one of the defenders. And that's he's getting a lot of criticism, and he should, because he's awful. And that's Felipe Montero. He's been present in the starting 11 in 8 of their 10 defeats across all competitions. He was sent off against Getafe a couple of games ago. And with him in the starting lineup, Madrid average more goals conceded per game than without him, and they have a low win percentage. He's almost like a bad luck charm. On an individual level, he wins just 52.5% of all his duels this season, making him the Atletico defender with the lowest percentage of all duels won in the season. They've lost their main creative outlet, which is Yannick Carrasco. In addition to the defensive crisis that's going on and their lack of ability to keep teams away from their goal and shut them out, the big challenge I do think is finding a replacement for Carrasco. He's suspended for 3 games because of the red card against Porto. He's not going to be easy for them to replace. He is the assist leader this season. He's got 6 in all competitions. He's also created the most goal-scoring chances with 39, and has twice as many dribbles as any other player with 80. From the left-hand side, as a false winger, or on the right, a little bit more of a traditional winger, Carrasco's a fundamental part of how Atletico attack because of the depth that he gives them, both vertically and when transitioned into danger when he plays. Without him, put it this way, he's not going to be involved. If you see Montero involved, and there's not going to be a Carrasco involved, we should actually start getting a little bit excited. Despite the negative atmosphere around Old Trafford, United are actually unbeaten in 8 games, if you count the penalty shootout to Middlesbrough as a drawn game. United are going to be the underdogs in this, especially away. But 4 away teams now have won there this season. And Levante have followed the example set by Liverpool, AC Milan, Mallorca. And yeah, there's a couple of big names in there in AC Milan and Liverpool. But Levante, Mallorca. Their fall from grace has been vast. I expect them to finish outside the top 4. And I expect they're going to give United a chance. And this isn't a rallying cry saying United are definitely going to beat them because they're crap. They're still pretty effective and they can still get a good result. And they're still better than Middlesbrough, and we were not. But they are going to give you a chance. And I think if United can continue this trajectory, we might have a chance to save what could be a horrendous month of March by pushing ourselves into the next round in the Champions League. Anything you've seen watching Atletico? Have you been watching a bit more of Atletico now that we've drawn them? Let me know in the comments. I'll catch you in the next one. Laters. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, 5-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.